In today's video, we do have quite a bit going on here in the tropics, as you can see, compared to even just yesterday. We do have another system that we need to take a look at. So we have two ongoing disturbances that we have pretty decent chance of seeing development in over the coming days. So we're going to talk about that, as well as the upcoming storminess as well, because a lot more precipitation is on the way than we've been seeing for the past couple of weeks, I would say. June into early July was very active. Obviously, we've seen that slow down quite substantially, but we do expect things to pick back up. Now, before we get into things, I do want to mention to you guys my other business, Prestige Weather, where we just uploaded our August forecast over there. So if you join today, you'll get instant access to that. We also do weekly consulting calls, and we do have some very, very interesting features on the way soon. I don't say this lightly, but it is absolutely revolutionary what we are about to add over there, and I think it's just gonna, exponentially increase the value of our community there. Absolutely crazy stuff. I'm so excited to be able to tell you guys about it, but I just can not yet, unfortunately. So be sure to check that out in the description and pinned comment down below. Let's get into things, and we're taking a look here at this 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook, and as you can see, we do have a code yellow here off the East Coast now. So this is our newest disturbance. I want to talk a little bit about this. We do have a 30% chance, as you can see, over the next 48 hours, as well as over the next 7 days. So we see that kind of simultaneous 30% chance there across the board over the next 7 days from now till then. So we do have a decent chance of development, and this does have some room to increase perhaps, so we'll be watching closely for that. Now, on a more kind of elevated note, we can see that there is this code red that we've been talking about. It still sits at 70% chance over the next 7 days, which is the exact same as we saw yesterday. But the only difference is now we have a 50% chance of development over the next 48 hours. So we're seeing that kind of short range chance begin to increase, and seeing this actually become an organized system here within the next 2 days is becoming much more likely. So we do expect to see development with this one. You can see it is expected to go on pretty much a straight north trajectory though. So this should not pose a threat to the United States or any land for that matter, but still needs to be watched. Of course, in the weather, anything is truly possible, so that needs to be considered as well. Now, as we just get right into the modeled guidance, we take a look here at this precipitation. We can see that by this afternoon, there is a couple of pockets that we need to watch for. This Rockies and Four Corner States area that has been relatively active over the past couple of weeks continues to see that activity. Over the southeast here, we can see some scattered thunderstorms. It really just depends where you're at, but we do see that activity happening. And then for kind of central into eastern Canada, we do have a little bit more organized activity happening, as we have 1,005 millibar low pressure center there over very far eastern Canada. And this has a stretching kind of sweeping cold front here moving along that kind of southern area of Canada, eastern Canada, and that is bringing some thunderstorm activity in there as well. Let's just move this towards tomorrow, which is going to be Monday the 31st, and as you can see for the southeast here, we're dealing with quite a bit of thunderstorm activity from Florida all the way up towards Virginia and the Delmarva there. We can see a little bit more of an organized area of thunderstorms beginning to take place here for the northern plains down into the Midwest. So that is something to watch for. And then over the northeast, because of that low that we were taking a look at a second ago, we could see that there is also some more organized thunderstorms in this area. And not to continue to be long-winded here, but we continue to see more thunderstorm activity as well here for a lot of the Four Corner States and Rockies. So a little bit more active, to say the least, for Monday the 31st here. Now for Tuesday, which will be August 1st, here we can see that there is this pocket of thunderstorms here for areas in Illinois, Missouri, and some of the surrounding states as well. And then we see along the eastern seaboard some thunderstorms. And then for the Four Corner States up through the Rockies, plenty of these thunderstorms taking place in there as well. So we're seeing multiple different areas dealing with this. By the time I reach Wednesday the 2nd here, we can see this becomes a little bit more widespread over the Rockies. We do have this same pocket kind of over the Ohio Valley and Midwest, but that is kind of dying down. Eastern seaboard, we can't rule out isolated thunderstorms, but it does look a little bit less organized there by the time we're taking a look at Wednesday. I want to take us straight towards Thursday the 3rd here, where for the southeast area, kind of on the contrary to what I just said, we do see activity pick back up all the way from southern New England down through Florida there. So we're seeing a lot of activity up and down that kind of southeast range of the United States. The Rockies getting even more organized with this thunderstorm activity here. And then we have another low for Canada, 1001 this time, very strong. And we're continuing to see thunderstorm activity roll through these areas as well as a result of that. Now, by the time we reach Friday the 4th here, we could see some more organized activity continuing for the eastern seaboard. 1000 millibar here for Canada as well. So just to the north of there, we're seeing more activity kind of overlapping here a little bit. And then for the northern Rockies, we continue to see some thunderstorm activity. As you can see, though, we've seen a downtrend in the precipitation here for the southern Four Corner states or the southern Rockies there. We've seen this activity really die down as a lot of that activity has kind of swept towards the north there. For Saturday here, we see things continuing to quiet down for the Rockies, so we're seeing this really die down. But the eastern seaboard, we do have this 999 millibar low pressure center, and then this kind of really strong sweeping cold front here for the East Coast, which will bring potential severe weather and thunderstorm activity up and down that eastern seaboard area. So that is kind of the trend right now. By the time we take a look at next Sunday, so a week from today, on August 6th there, we could see that we have this activity continuing for these areas. Potentially a tropical disturbance there off the East Coast that we were talking about earlier. And then we have kind of the northern plains, northern Rockies, continuing to see some scattered about thunderstorm activity by this point as well. As we work our way into Monday, the 7th here of August, we could see that the north central United States kind of takes the highlight here, as we see states like Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, the Dakotas there, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, all these states dealing with some thunderstorms and relatively organized, as you can see as well. And then for some of the deeper south into the southeast, we have these thunderstorms rolling through as well, kind of more scattered about at this point. And then for Tuesday here on August 8th, we could see a lot of thunderstorm activity here for the Great Lakes, the northern plains as well, down through into the deeper south there. Another round of potential severe weather and some, more widespread thunderstorms at the very least. We do see this pocket of isolated and scattered thunderstorms for the deep south there. That's fairly typical. A little bit less typical, but not uncommon for the mid-Atlantic here as well. We see these isolated thunderstorms taking place. Now, for the total precipitation, we can see a massive uptick in all of this activity, especially from the northern Rockies, and then you take it all the way to the southeast here and then up the eastern seaboard. So something like this is the area that we're taking a look at for that potential for above average precipitation. Areas in the northern plains and upper Midwest, we're seeing a slowdown. It's the same story for the southern Rockies there. In the southern Four Corner states, we're seeing kind of a slower pattern as well. So definitely this area here is where we're looking at the potential above average precipitation. Now, anywhere in the whites, we're expecting practically no precipitation. Your grays 1/10 of an inch or less. Greens are 1/10 of an inch to 1/2 inch. Blues 1/2 inch to an inch. Yellows 1 inches to 2 inches. Reds 2 to 5 inches there, and then even some browns there for kind of the North Carolina coastline. That's going to be 5 to 10 inches of precipitation. So certainly a very large amount taking place potentially there. Now, as we take a look here at our temperature pattern, we can see this cool down has kind of arrived. We see lower to mid 80s for most of these areas, which is a far cry from that upper 90s we were mostly taking a look at. So it feels very nice in comparison to how things were. We see this cold air kind of hangs out for the east all the way through kind of late next week. The Friday, Thursday time frame, kind of, even by Sunday we see this hanging around. And then we get kind of this cooler pattern still around by August 10th, but the coldest here is going to be over the northern Rockies and northern plains, as you can see. This is all very interesting because right here we have some signs at a potential negative PNA, but we continue to see this cold still pouring in to the east and the central United States. So overall, the whole north is really looking at the most below normal temperatures. And then we see some warming, okay? So as we approach the kind of middle point of August, that is when we're mostly taking a look at some potential warming there for a lot of the east, as you can see. And at the end of the model run, we're kind of left up in the air. I will mention this is an ensemble model, so we could be seeing some uncertainty here with all of the different members kind of going in different directions. That might have a little bit to do with it. It really just depends. Anyway, we're going to roll through with this. We are going to continue to show you guys this every day, and we will get to the bottom of what August is going to look like overall. Again, be on the lookout 2 days from now on, that should be Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, the 1st of August, we are going to be releasing that official August forecast on the YouTube channel. So if you didn't get early access to that, you can just wait a couple days and that will be available to all of you guys. And we're going to talk about what we expect the temperature and precipitation to look like through the entire month of August in that, so be on the lookout for that. Be sure to subscribe. We do upload every single day. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.